Yeah, that works. Or Phil from Peamouth Gaming, that'll work.
Yeah, I've got a notebook and pen because I can't remember anything as well. That's gone live. That's probably going to be the intro to the show.
Yeah.
I always put like a stupid bit at the beginning. Right, that's it. Ready?
Ready.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Topic Nintendo Podcast. This is episode. Well, that doesn't matter because this is going in later, but we are live. And I'm joined with Phil Myth from Peamouth Gaming. How you doing, Phil?
Hi. Yeah, grand mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. As I said, sat next to an oven, sweating my knickknacks off, but I'm good. So I'm sure a couple of people have listened to this show already. If you're new, here's the deal. We take a couple of topics and we chat about them for 10, 15 minutes, and that's it. That's all we do. So we're going to pick 2 topics for this first section, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll come back with another 2 topics for anybody listening live now. But when it comes to the podcast being shown, you'll only hear 2 of these topics. So, right, we're going to go straight into one of yours, Phil, to start with, because yeah, I'm not going to lie, your topics were a ton better than mine. So, right,
that remains to be seen.
So you chose the future of Mario Kart. Now, this is a good topic because this is where we kind of met, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, playing online.
Yeah, we were using Discord because Nintendo's horrible voice chat app wasn't active there.
Which hasn't got any...
I'm saying yeah, I'm saying horrible because I've got a few people who've got review copies of Splatoon in my friends list, and they've already told me that it's awful.
I downloaded it today, and the setup is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's going to take a while to figure that one out. So, what do you think of this voice chat app? Do you think it's going to be integrated into Mario Kart 8 as we know it now?
Well, this is what's annoying about the app is at the minute you can only use it for Splatoon. There's no just invite a friend to chat. You have to do it in the game, which makes it even more ridiculous that you have to invite people to chat in the game, but you don't actually chat in the game. You chat in the app on your phone. It's like, could they have made it any more convoluted if they tried?
Yeah, it's a crazy setup, isn't it? I hope it gets sorted at some point, but I can't see it happening. I think we're stuck with this voice chat app for the rest of the Switch's life now.
Yeah, unfortunately so. Unless that Discord app gets the go-ahead, and then you never know. But yeah, so I think there was in the initial trailer that showed, not in the trailer, the Nintendo Direct where they showed off Splatoon and the voice chat app and things. One of the boxes was for Mario Kart as well, so they might update Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with the functionality. But if it was just baked into the app itself and you could just invite people from your friends list in the app, then you wouldn't have to keep messing around and updating everything else. So they're making more work for themselves apart from anything else as well.
Yeah, it's weird because it's as if they're finding solutions to problems that everybody's already solved. Everybody else has got the universal party chat thing and then the individual games on top of that. And you can come and go as you please. And Discord is the same. You've got a general lobby or you can create individual ones. So, I mean... hopefully when Mario Kart 9, or maybe if there's more DLC for Mario Kart 8, hopefully they introduce this app in a really good way that, you might be able to do some sort of party chat anyway.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Like I say, it all depends on, the topic at hand, what the approach for Mario Kart on Switch is going to be from now on, whether or not they do Kart 9 as well, or have extra DLC.
Yeah, so which way would you like to see him go? Would you rather see him expand on the existing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or would you like to see them just start again with the Mario Kart 9?
I'd rather see them expand on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, to be honest. I think if you have 2 Mario Karts on one system, you risk splitting the player base when you're playing online and things. I dare say most people who have bought Mario Kart 8 would want to buy 9 as well. And I know a couple of people who had 8 on the Wii and then haven't bought it, or on the Wii U, I should say, and then haven't bought it again on Switch, waiting for Mario Kart 9. But again, I wouldn't want to run the risk of splitting that user base. And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, mechanically, is probably the best Mario Kart. I still prefer Double Dash, but in terms of how well it plays and how well it looks, I can't really see how they'd improve on that.
Yeah, it's a strange one because you mentioned in Mario Double Dash. Sorry, then. I think the thing with Double Dash is it's much more memorable. There's something there of substance that makes you remember it. But with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I literally think it is the best defined mechanics that any Mario Kart has. And I mean, if anybody says, that's an opinion still, but you're wrong. Sure.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and that's why I'd want to see more content for it. Especially with it seems to be airing more towards Smash Kart now, with the likes of like Link being added and the Inklings and Village of Animal Crossing and things like that. So you can imagine another DLC pack with like Samus in with a track going through Zebes or something like that. It'd be awesome.
So with that, if they did Mario Kart 9, would you still like to see Link and the Animal Crossing guys in that one, or would you like to see just them push those to the side and then have something like Samus or Kid Icarus or something like that, or would you like to see all of them return still?
It's an interesting one because it's initially when they announced like Link and things for Mario Kart 8, I must admit I was a little bit wary about the sort of smashification of the kart franchise, because it's always been such a quintessentially Mario game, or the Mushroom Kingdom and things like that. But that said, the stuff they've done has worked really well, and the way they sort of like tweak the art style of Link and things, he doesn't seem out of place there. So it would be interesting. I think if they were going to go down the route of Mario Kart 9, then maybe if you had those extra Nintendo characters, so your Links and your Samuses and your Isabelles and things like that, if you had them as unlockable characters, so your initial roster is still the sort of Mario universe, so Mario, DK, Peach, Yoshi, and so on and so forth. And then when you get to the sort of later cups and you unlock more characters and circuits, that's where you have your Hyrule Castles and so on. I think that'd be the approach I'd like to see, I think.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. And really, them still being locked behind DLC. If Mario Kart 9 came out and it was a standard Mario Kart game with only Mario Kart characters, and then DLC came later and it re-added Link into it, I'd be fine with that as well. But I'm in the same mind as you, where I actually fear the game turning into just a free-for-all, and then you end up getting like Pac-Man in it, and which has already happened in the arcades anyway. But
I was going to say,
does do we really want Ryu in it? Do we really want Solid Snake and all that stuff? Because to be honest, it works with Link, but only because he's stylized in that sort of more Skyward Swordy, cartoony sort of look. If it was the realistic Twilight Princess Link, then no, that wouldn't have fit in at all. Yeah,
I think as long as they pick and choose the right characters that they know, which I'm sure they would. Like Kid Icarus would work well enough in there, I think. And you could the Inklings work. You could see maybe like Ness or someone like that from Earthbound going in. So I think as long as they curate it in the right way, they can make it work. They've made it work better than I thought they were going to with the likes of Link and things. So yeah, it's be interesting. But I don't think that they'll ever drop the Mario Kart branding just because it's too big for them. So I don't think it'll ever become Nintendo Kart, even if that's what it becomes.
I'm in complete agreement with you there. I don't think they'd ever drop the Mario Kart branding. I mean, just the name alone would sell so many units that if they ever change that name, it would be a huge mistake. But with me and Mario Kart, now I'm at a crossroads, you see, because I would love to see 9, because who doesn't want another new Mario Kart with all new circuits in and then bring back some of their old? But I think they should use that effort and the people that they would use to make Mario Kart 9 into doing something else. Plus, they've got an amazing engine with Mario Kart 8. So I would actually like to see them just utilize the engine and utilize the staff and do a fast turnover for a game like F-Zero.
I would kill for new F-Zero. Now that we're getting Metroid, my focus is now on F-Zero. I really want... F-Zero GX was one of my favourite games on the GameCube. So yeah, I'd kill for another F-Zero. But like, this is the thing. I think it's more likely that we'll probably get a Mario Kart 9 now, purely because the team that worked on Mario Kart 8 is the same team that did ARMS. So they're working on extra content for that. So I think it's more likely that once the ARMS add-ons and DLCs and things are wrapped up, then they'll shift focus to another Mario Kart, which in theory would mean that it's going to be at least 2 years away, possibly 18 months at least, which might be enough time after 8 Deluxe for a brand new one. Yeah, regardless of what they do, I'm going to buy it anyway. So.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Because we all dream and wish of different things, but we all end up buying it anyway. So it doesn't really matter what we think, does it?
This is the thing.
But yeah, I mean, you know, this is the trouble with you know, only having certain teams doing certain things as well. And Nintendo doesn't have, even though they've got a lot of teams, they could always have more, but they choose not to really expand too much. And yeah, see, now that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is out, you know, as the Switch grows, more people are going to go to that copy of that game because it's the one that's out at the minute. Obviously, if they did a 9, that would sell even more Switches. But I really think that they should use that team and their set of skills to do new things. I mean, ARMS is great. It's got overshadowed by what's out at the minute, so we can't ignore that one, that the Splatoon's going to sort of make it die an early death. But
that's what I'm worried about, because I'm really enjoying ARMS a lot. I just hope that I can still just jump on and get a ranked match as easily as I've been able to so far. Once Splatoon comes out, obviously there'll be a little bit of a drop off, but I think it's ARMS. It's funny, I went through with the first Splatoon, which was complete indifference when they first announced it, to sort of mild curiosity, to unsure about whether or not to pick it up on launch day, and I thought, oh, okay, I'll give it a go, and then just getting really hooked. So I love ARMS. I think it's fantastic. But yeah, so hopefully the players stick around once Splatoon drops. Yeah,
let's hope so. And Mario Kart 8 could take a bit more of a battering as well and lose more players on that.
Yeah, I think it will. Well, especially in Japan, anyway.
Yeah, definitely in Japan. Yeah,
Japanese Splatoon fans alike.
So, anything else you want to say on the future Mario Kart?
No, just give us more.
Yeah,
Mario Kart's always a good thing.
And I would pay tons just for retro courses brought back as well. Even if that's the easiest DLC they could do. Oh, just shut up, take my money, it's done.
Yeah.
Right, there we go. So, do you want to break for anything? Or do you want to move on to the next one?
I'm good to carry on if you are.
Yeah, cool. Right, so the next topic that we're going to be talking about is demos and their importance on us, which is actually sent to me by another podcast which started at the same time as this one, called Switch Talk. They've only got an episode 0 as we're recording this one, but that's worth a listen. They're about 20 minutes long. There's 3 guys, I believe, that did just a quick sum up of ARMS for their. It's episode 0 that they've got on there, so it's like a test one. But that was a really good podcast, to be fair. And cool, I put out a call on Twitter. Yeah, I put a call out on Twitter, and they came back with this topic. So, did you own Wii U and 3DS as well, or was it just you jumped in at the Switch?
Yeah, no, I've got every home console Nintendo have released, with the exception of the Virtual Boy. I'm determined to own one day. But yeah, no, I've got the Wii U and the 3DS.
I'm going to tell you a secret. You don't need a Virtual Boy.
I know I don't need one, but I want one.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, I would love. I don't actually have retro consoles. The far backwards I've got is the Wii, which I got rid of the GameCube because that played the Wii games, the GameCube games. Sorry, but yeah. So, how do you feel about demos? Do you think that they actually sell a game? Do you think they hinder a game sometimes, or what are your examples of the best demos that you've had on the systems?
I've got nothing but good things to say about demos. I think they're a fantastic idea, especially, you know, games aren't cheap. Well, certainly not the sort of big first party ones anyway. So if you're shelling out 50, 60 quid for a game, being able to have a little taster beforehand, it can only be a good thing, I think. You know, it was the can you call it a demo? I suppose you can kind of call it a demo, but the global test fire for the first Splatoon, it was that sort of ultimately sold me on the game. Likewise with ARMS recently, it was the test punch that I played to death. And so I still wasn't like totally sold on the game by the time it released, but I think it was like a day after it came out, I was like, I really want to play ARMS again. So I went and bought it. So ultimately that demo sold me the game because I'd played it before and I knew what it was about. And so I was like, yeah, I want to play that some more. I've got the demo for, now I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Is it Disc J or Disc J or whatever it is? Disc G5, whatever it is.
I'm not going to even try it. I'm not going to try it. I've got that one too, though.
Yeah. So I've downloaded that. I haven't actually played it as yet. And I've got the demos for Hey Pikmin and Miitopia lined up on my 3DS as well. But since the Switch came out, I've barely touched my 3DS at all, to be honest. But they're all games that look interesting to me, and it's like, oh, but they're not games that look interesting enough for me to shell out the full whack straight away. So having that demo there is like, oh, I can try it out and see if it's worth the money.
Yeah, so I love demos as well. I think they're vastly important, especially, like you say, because games are so expensive. They've always been expensive since the start. But if you think about it, demos are what's made the App Store gaming community and tablet community so hefty, really. You know, they give you games for free, and then that sort of built onto this thing that became free to play as we know it now.
Yeah.
I think I'm the same as you. I've got a few demos lined up that I haven't got around to, Miitopia being one of them, and the other one that I can't pronounce on the Switch. I haven't got around to that one either. Yeah. But I have downloaded a few demos on the Switch so far. I downloaded Just Dance because I wanted to test out the Joy-Cons, and because really I wanted to play Just Dance, but I'm afraid to admit it. Puyo Tetris, which is probably one of the best demos that I've ever played. Mainly due to having 2-player on it, and it's unlimited use. Because I only wanted the basic Puyo Puyo, really, because the episodes, but I was a Mega Drive kid. So I had Dr. Robotnik's Beam Machine, so that was like heaven having that demo, which I could play over and over again. I will pick up the game at some point, but it's nowhere near on the top of my list at the minute.
Yeah.
So did you try the Blaster Master demo as well, by the way?
No, I didn't. I missed that one. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I did try the Puyo Puyo one though, actually, but I don't play a lot of sort of local co-op.
Yeah.
Not well. Me and my younger brother used to play a lot, but he moved up to Scotland last year, so now it's mainly online. But it's again, it was a great, like I say, it was a fantastic demo. And the fact that you could just like play a full game in it was really good. You just mentioned the App Store, actually, on the subject of demos. When Super Mario Run came out, I think Nintendo sort of really handled that in the wrong way, in that they had it listed as free in the App Store, and then you got 4 levels in, and then it hit you with the price. I think they would have been far better releasing 2 separate apps and having the sort of a demo version and then the full version on there. Because I think, like, looking at the reviews, a lot of people are like, "Oh, what's all this?" I mean, obviously, like people like you and me, who, you know, are nerdy as all hell, knew about this, knew how much it was going to be beforehand. But I think a lot of the sort of casual crowd who just, you know, flicking through the App Store, what's hot, if you like. It's like, oh, this is free. It's a Mario game. I'll download that. And it's like, oh, what's this? I've only done 3 levels now. I've got to pay a tenner. So I think they're going to handle that a little bit better. But with it being the sort of first foray into mobile, it's a learning curve, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, there is examples of how demos backfire, which is inevitable. It's going to happen. I mean, the one game which I wasn't going to get anyway. I'm not going to lie, but the demo definitely cemented that was Sonic Boom: Rise of Lyric.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was, after playing that demo, I was like, no, I'm not partying with my money at all for this trash. But you know, these other demos, like you're saying about not going to the 3DS that much anymore. Try the Ever Oasis demo, because I think that game is, well, I've seen an article today about how it's dive bombed in Japan, didn't do well, but ultimately that's probably because the Switch is there. Let's not lie. Yeah. And the game's fantastic. The demo is brilliant as well.
I have heard really good things about it, actually.
Yeah, so definitely keep it on your radar. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That's the thing. There's just, it feels weird to say this about Nintendo now, but there's so many games coming out at the minute. You know, after having all the droughts in the Wii U, it's kind of difficult to keep up at the moment because there's a list as long as my arm of like little indie titles I want on Switch as well.
Yeah, which is a good which is an example I wanted to get through to, because Blaster Master Zero is kind of an indie game, but the indie scene doesn't really seem to do demos, which I find really strange, because I'd have thought they'd have been more thirsty to get people playing the games to crave the full game more than anyone, which really surprises me that they don't put demos out. I wonder if it's an internal thing from Nintendo and their policies, or whether it's just that they just don't want to give anybody any of these sections of their games for free.
Could be. It's it might just be a case of, you know, if you take something like Graceful Explosion Machine, it's £10. So it's indie games are at the sort of price where you can buy them as an impulse purchase anyway. So maybe they look at it in the sense of, well, if somebody doesn't like the game, we've already got their money type sort of thing. Whereas if we have a demo out, somebody might play it and think, oh, maybe not, and they won't make that impulse purchase that they might otherwise make. Maybe they're looking at it that way. But again, the flip side of that is if somebody isn't sure, plays a demo and loves it and then buys it, it's balance and act, isn't it, I guess? But yeah, like I say, maybe it's a Nintendo thing. Although I'm sure there's some indie titles that have demos on things, so maybe it's on the Switch eShop. So maybe it's just a studio decision. It's all right for some people, not right for others, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's games out there that could definitely benefit from demos. I mean, I really thought the 1-2 Switch would have had a demo, even if it was one of those, you know, you try it 10 times and it's gone.
Yeah,
because you know, people were unsure about it. You know, I mean, even if they gave you one of the lesser known sort of mini games on there, or one of the coolest ones, like the one where you tilt the Joy-Con to count the invisible balls that are in there.
Yeah,
you know that
was impressive.
That's amazing, and no other game has done that.
No.
Anywhere near. So that should have been something they should have shoved on the eShop, in my opinion. Maybe put like I say, a time limit or an amount of times you can play it on it, or give you that section of the game to make you want the rest. You know, there's definitely games out there that will benefit from demos.
Yeah, I think we want to switch though. Doesn't matter how good the demo is, I still wouldn't pay full whack for that game. As cool as it was. But I tell you what though, as daft as this sounds, put WarioWare branding on that, and yeah, okay, I'll buy it.
Yeah, you know, the branding's a big part of it. I think they're just trying to kind of reinvent themselves, I think, a little bit with the Switch, aren't they? But you know, it's a weird one in that respect. But is there any demos which have made you buy the game just from the demo alone that you might have been on the fence about, or you weren't interested in at all, but you thought, why not? I'll try the demo.
Like I say, Splatoon is probably the big one that, if you could call the test fires a demo, which I guess they were. That's the only one sort of like springs to mind. There weren't a great deal of demos sort of last year, or maybe there might have been, but getting onto the eShop on the Wii U was so convoluted and slow and cumbersome that I didn't venture on there all that much unless I knew there was, you know, a specific game I was looking for. Which is something that the Switch eShop's helping. Like that Digital 5 demo, I wouldn't have found that on the Wii U because it was too much effort to go calling through the eShop. But the fact that you can get onto the Switch eShop in 2 minutes makes demos more attractive for developers to put on there because people can get access to them more easily. So yeah, so there isn't anything that. Oh, actually, no. I just thought of one. Pocket Card Jockey on the 3DS.
Yeah,
that game is awesome, and it was the demo that sold me that. I was like, "Oh, this was supposed to be some like dumb card game," and I think they mentioned it on a podcast. Like, "Oh, there's a demo on the eShop." So, I'll try it out, and it's like, "This is ace. I've got to get this game." So that was really cool. So yeah, there's another one for you.
Yeah, so some demos that are notable to me are the Monster Hunter series because their demos were pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I was always going to buy those games anyway, but the demo surprised me at how good they were. I picked up Hey Pikmin because of the demo.
Yeah.
Which is a strange one because the demo is exactly what I thought the game would be, which was enough to push me to buy it. Whereas I had an expectation that I thought the game wasn't really going to live up to. So I was actually quite surprised that it sort of was at least on par. So I pre-ordered that one.
Cool.
Yeah, this is a good few demos. Like I say, I think some of the games that really need them miss out. I mean, Nintendo Land back on the Wii U days could have really done with one as well because that was a fantastic game. I think it got
wasn't that a pack-in?
Was
that not a
it was.
Nintendo Land? Yeah.
No, there was a bundle with it.
No, maybe I must. Unless I can't even remember now. My Wii U I got with the Wind Waker HD when that released. So I can't remember if Nintendo Land came bundled in or if I must have bought it alongside it. Can't remember now. I like Nintendo. I played that a lot, actually. Especially the me and brother played the Zelda one through like quite a bit. And that was a lengthy game, the Zelda one.
Yeah, it was
to the end of that.
And the Metroid one was pretty long as well. That was pretty cool.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Luigi's Mansion one, which me and my friends dubbed the Rapey Ghost game.
So is there anything else you want to add on demos, or is that it now?
I think I'd love to see more, especially for new IP that Nintendo do. I think the stuff they've done with Splatoon and with ARMS has worked really well. I'd love to see one for Rabbids Kingdom Battle because that looks far better than I thought it would. When it first leaked about this Mario Rabbids crossover, I was like, God, why? But the stuff they showed at E3, it looks like it could be a really good game. But I'd love to get my hands on a demo with it before buying the game itself. So yeah, just give us more.
Yeah, I think a lot of people need convincing with the Rabbids one still, and I'm the same as you. I think it looks fantastic, but I think we still need to sell it to a few more people.
Yeah.
Yeah, get those weird damn rabbits off on Mario games.
they are the video game equivalent of the minis, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. They're one in the same, aren't they? They are.
Yeah.
So with that'd be the first episode done. Now, what I might do is close this and then resend you another link.
Oh.
And the reason is just in case anything fumbles and I lose this one, at least I've got 2 separate streams and 2 separate recordings, okay?
Yeah, sweet. Sounds good to me.
So I'm going to see you on the other side again.
All right,
bye.